the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
For Kwame Sefa Kayi, any Kwamena Duncan, any Kabila, assign Atanasi and ne Anope. Na in fact, and Nsema, Kwamena Duncan, the air to upon so dear, me pre-qua. Na ni na so efa the controversial presidential jet emrana NDC amanyuku ewo opposition omuye de fa ho kasa ya na omudwen se na Nana Akufo Addo sampampa se wokoto presidential jet ya ebia wo fira bema wo de bekwa kosini fie no enne ebi na chese asan akosui John Dramani Mahama wono ankasa kaseti ya ema Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwanom enso so kaseti ya the use of different private jet aside a presidential jet no ne kokko rente private jet for e wa abonten ansana aban e de atukwan no ene John Dramani Mahama so ayebi na NDC for person mo egu oman na dwen e fa so nti omo say ade ya wo fa commercial flight e na e de ekoye ama empo omo de report bi aba say president no akwakoye stranded e wo Dubai e wa bra wo ye transit no na ene Kwamena Duncan ne Kwame Sefa Kayi e kasa no ama omo che say why stranded a hwan e ne fa ho obia mfa ho ono ankasa John Dramani Mahama e kasa ti ai ankanye sa ankene ko to ono ankasa private jet ma na se o mine private jet ma e de no e koba na say de mo pese san e kokoto private jet for dia ene nipa ba ko wo se ma ne ba abonten na obe pa o mine nyina achew e ye one John Dramani Mahama ene Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa e ne ono no ye foreign minister. In fact ene Kwamena Duncan ene Kwame Sefa Kayi no aka Nsem-Pii yenye bre ni ntie ensem ampanifo emienu di go apono so
nti MPP yenyi moye na yeye mo oye so nti on the 31st of January 2026 this party will speak with a loud voice. I look for a loud voice. That is what we did for Akufo-Addo. That is what NDC in imitating us, mimicking our ways, did for Mahama. We will even do it louder for Mahama on 31st January 2026. Kwamena plane for president. Why is this matter? Why Mentazo? Why has it become this an issue? What has precipitated this? Mentasi.
Maintenance.
Mentasi. See, Kwame. Yeah. The point has been made. And yesterday I had the privilege of listening to you. As for you, you look at it from the dignity and office of the president.
Of course.
Yeah, the MPP has some and NDC has some. That's Kwame Sefa Kayi. And for me, your consistency places you in a different niche. Menche kweku. We are there. Kweku. Kwe. Mesro meda na pe micho kra micho sonku. Mametso kakakra se wotesi bi afaba, mametso kakakra, metso nkache. Kwame. Yeah. President Mahama, and there's a story that Mahama stranded in Dubai for 22 hours. I've read the story. It is what the person had said on air. I thought that was going to be something from persons traveling with him, and a certain report. What is what somebody said on air? The Mahama stranded. I don't know whether that is all intended to feed into their agitation to get a new presidential jet board. I don't know.
Men fun to go there obi ankan there or agitate. Emi me can there baby emijina 2-3 years ago.
Fantastic.
That I think that we need a befitting presidential plane.
Fantastic.
For the office of the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Fantastic.
I haven't moved away from my position 3 years ago and 2 years ago. Baby, I'm yes. Now, see, I said, whether or yet transit 22 hours so, 1 year transit 22 hours on a basis.
Fantastic.
But all you need to, the Ghana man paying all to can. Na la on the airport there, Sebu.
But I'm saying that if this 22-hour thing, as has been reported, and I'm not sure that people will feed on it.
Well, not 24 hours.
Otherwise, then it shows a certain level of incompetence. Are we being told the president making the trip and going by a commercial flight that a certain arrangement was not worked out? He was going to do transit in Dubai. That it was said that he will only go and then land and then wait till when the next flight is about to before he booked in. Is that what we have been told? President to Kwame to Japan on a private jet or the commercial flight that it was not worked out that by the time he lands in Dubai there would have been an arrangement and one that is taken off to Japan that was not worked out. On I know of Emirates now Dubai no the next available we then made him stay there for 22 hours. That will be sheer incompetence. So I don't want to believe this whole thing about 22 hours. Now Kwame Mark say President Mahama no yada oya kotofufro why your president da Kwame why your president da he had been a vice president for 3.5 years. Then the last 6 months of his boss's time or tenure he became the president. Then beyond the 6 months as substantive president he was also president for another 4-year tenure. Kwame he was going on Abense says woman posa this woman posa Okujeto Ablakwa. Yes. You remember on this big platform I sat here and said that look Abense Moye a day will come this country may pay dearly for what he was doing. Then DC felt that in fact was a sharpshooter. He was indeed fitting into the mechanism of getting power, whichever means. All they needed was power. But here the president himself, Kwame, Star FM, Star FM, which I think former President John Dramani Mahama has described President Akufo-Addo as disrespectful and insensitive for continuously. This is the former president himself, now president. Why is in opposition and looking to come back to office? These were his words. Former President John Dramani Mahama has described President Akufo-Addo as disrespectful and insensitive for continuously flying luxurious private jets with taxpayers' money despite several complaints by Ghanaians. He goes on. The misuse of scarce resources on the avoidable creature comforts when the president was traveling to perform official functions on behalf of this country, he termed those as creature of comforts of the president and other leading officials must come to an end. It is an unpardonable show of disrespect and insensitivity to the plight of the suffering masses for millions of Ghanaian cedis to be spent renting aircraft for presidential travels at a time. These are very critical. At a time when the state of Ghana has a fully fitted and airworthy presidential aircraft that can ferry the president anywhere in the world. If it was, as I said, so the man over Putuma. Some over Putuma, which a quarter of one more kodu. But he had been president before. Kwame, constitution yedibu or mine, and the queen. The functions of the president are not limited only to a territorial jurisdiction. Is that what it is? No. Now, sir, you share constitution and Mamba yedibu mine. No president, Ujuma, easy or mine. Ebasansu, Ako, Amanodi, Ekedi Juma, Alinariye, there ya Oman penny, it's a broad mine. That's a former president, indeed, you have been there before. Yes, to Nsem-Pii the chair, a certain president. And then he told the entire world that we had a presidential jet which was fit for purpose and which could ferry the president to any part of the world. This was a year, 2 years, 3 years ago. The former president. Kwame, on the matter of your advocacy that we must find a presidential jet which is airworthy, which is fitting, and which indeed fits the dignity of our president and our country, I will not take any issue with you. But the very office, the occupier of that office, the occupant of that office, that's more kind of the presidential jet as we have today is capable of ferrying a president to any part of the world. And that if any attempt was made, it would amount to dissipating scarce resources of this country. So Kwame, this is your advocacy. The person you seek to advocate for.
I'm not advocating for him.
But for the office.
For his office.
But the office is occupied by someone.
Of course.
I say the attempt now. See Kebiara, able to be there and Nsem-Pii, and he has come here within 6 months. He's able to put churches. I'm told that over 10 churches and 10 manses, all of them finished. 10 of them within 6 months. He couldn't do those in opposition, but in office in 6 months, he's able to put up 10 churches all over. Where his priorities are, how he got that money or got those monies to be able to put up 10 churches and manses, and got all of them also furnished. So when the pastor was speaking on air, he said all that the pastors needed to do was just walking into the manse and then begin to shepherd over the flock. 10. Now, this is the person who told the entire world, the Kwame, say ya na more than ya kwakoto or ya bibi or them, no to the Sikana or the other small man from only Sika, yes, saying. Well, Kwame, I would wish to agree to a very large extent with him.
But
yes, but I will do the but.
Agree with you. I will wish to agree.
Yes, I agree with you there. Amemu.
Yeah.
Onya sedo mofama gurubi. Kedami asam kaso to here. Kwame, message. When I appeared on this big platform last week, I told you that for the 1 week preceding, anytime there somebody meets him there, no mashim.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ask myself, why is alone? I ask myself, oh, so is the case that Omanibuama is gone
forever?
Is the case that Mutala, vociferous arguer, vociferous debater, that he doesn't bother whoever is around and watching him, he will go all out to make his case. These persons, they are gone.
Yeah.
Kwame, I ask myself those questions.
Yes.
So if you put all of that together and realize that, look, you man can't call. All the former some film. Unfortunately for Ghanaians, they bought into this childishness. They bought into it. Ghanaians were happy that somebody decided to make that his enterprise. The Oman paying now going to know to on the na fair. When you offer a bibi, so could be wabochi in one quacker, Nana or yet the other Bobra or mine can't call. Yet we are the person who will just put out falsehood out there, falsehood, every day falsehood. To the extent that you go to the internet and then pick the inner cabins of very top aeroplanes, and you come and splash it, and then people, hey, that is what he did, and the party goaded him on. The president indeed today was so full of excitement and joy while Okujeto was doing that. And then when he got into office, I will reward you richly. He gives him the Foreign Affairs Ministry. But I will not be that childish. Kwame.
Yeah.
I will not be that childish. I know what it takes. What it takes for a country to be able to do the things that will make a country progress. And see, they hear or man paying no go to Kwan. No what is over my Kwame, I will 100% go with you. But before we get there, there must be first an assessment by the technical people of our jet today, the one we have. There should be, because Kwame, we can't also just get up there.
Many Deputy Defense Minister Brojaji Fisher come on this about 3 weeks ago.
The least you can do.
Talking about technical assessment.
But Kwame, the least you can do.
Technical assessment.
I agree.
Maybe
permit me also to make a point. I'm saying that the least you can do for us and for your listeners is to have anything to do with technical assessment or presidential jet with budgeting.
Because I cannot ask the armed forces.
Otherwise, then you get all of us to politicize this matter.
Also, technical assessment,
just a year or two ago, he sat on television and said that if you're talking about the best three presidential jets on the continent, Ghana, if you couldn't be first and couldn't be second, Ghana would place third. On television, just about a year or so ago. Such a person, we cannot be talking to him on technical assessment.
From a father,
I agree with you there, Kwame. I agree with you there. We must procure that which will secure our president and will bring also dignity to the country. No man paying now, or man paying now, they have no Kezi Juma. No Kwame, Obokwaki Kemu, baby, inconvenience, the stress, and son of Obokwaki Krampo, will he have that stability and peace of mind to do what was the objective for which he traveled? These are persons who indeed toyed with governance. And they got rewarded. But I'm saying, and I pray that our party people will not go the same path. But before we get there, Kwame, there must be a technical assessment of the presidential jet. Then we'll be told that look, where the jet is, the situation, the condition in which the jet finds itself. Going forward, we should ignore the noise that was made, indeed made by the president himself when he was in opposition. We should ignore all of that, and that we must go ahead and procure a befitting one that will not bring problems to our president and will also secure his travels for wherever he wants to go and perform functions for and on behalf of the country.
But that's it.